The 2024 discovery. Why was U-boat 869 off the coast of New Jersey in 1945? This is the question that baffled historians. Its orders were for Gibraltar, 3,000 miles away. The war in Europe was collapsing, Germany was losing, and everyone knew it. Sending a U-boat on a standard patrol to the American coast at that point made almost no military sense. The risk was huge, and the reward was small. So here's the deal. It probably wasn't a standard patrol. For years, rumors circulated that U-boat 869 was on a secret mission, and this theory got a massive shot of adrenaline just recently. In 2024, armed with new technology and advanced dive planning, a new team of salvage divers, building on the work of Chatterton and Kohler, decided to re-explore the wreck. They targeted a section of the submarine that had been sealed off by the sinking, crushed, and considered too dangerous to enter. Using special cutting tools and robotic cameras, they managed to breach a sealed compartment in the officers' quarters. This area had been perfectly preserved, a time capsule undisturbed for 80 years. At first, they found what they expected: personal items, logbooks turned to mush, ration tins. But then they found the other cargo. Tucked into a locked storage crate, they found items that had no business being on a standard combat patrol. They found a ceremonial dagger, the kind belonging to a high-ranking Kriegsmarine officer. Next to it, preserved in an oilcloth wrap, was a full-dress uniform still bearing the Nazi eagle and a red armband. And it got worse. Buried beneath that, they found a pristine, folded swastika flag. Alongside it were stacks of propaganda leaflets written in English designed to stir up unrest in the United States. But the most shocking find was the last one, a lead-lined box containing a partially encrypted code book. This book didn't belong to the regular Navy. It bore the markings of the Abwehr, Nazi Germany's military intelligence service. The crazy part is, this find was so sensitive it was never fully made public. This wasn't a U-boat patrol. This was a spy mission. These findings suggest U-boat 869 was trying to do something clandestine on U.S. soil. Maybe they were supposed to drop off a spy. Maybe they were supposed to deliver this propaganda and the code book to operatives already in America. The sub wasn't just hunting, it was delivering. It changed the entire story from a simple war grave to a failed covert operation. A final, desperate gamble by a failing regime, but the secret cargo wasn't the only secret the submarine held. Who else was on board? This is where the story goes from a historical mystery to something else entirely. The title of this story is that the crew wasn't alone, and that's the literal truth. The official manifest for U-boat 869 listed 56 men, 56 sailors who left port in Germany and never came home. When the divers first discovered the wreck, they knew it was a tomb. The remains of the crew were scattered, victims of the crushing depth, the passage of time, and the violent explosion that sank the ship. For decades, the story was about those 56 men. But after the 2024 discovery of the spy cargo, the dive team went back to a specific part of the ship. Near the officers' quarters, there was another small, reinforced compartment. It was a tiny room, barely a closet, that on the blueprints looked like it could be a brig, a small jail cell. It had been locked from the outside and, just like the other compartment, was sealed by the pressure and damage. The team managed to breach it. Inside, they found something that didn't add up. They found the remains of another person, a 57th body. This is the part that was kept under wraps. This individual was not wearing a German Navy uniform. The few scraps of clothing that remained were civilian, and according to sources close to the dive, the remains showed signs that the person may have been restrained. What most people don't realize is, this changes everything. The crew wasn't alone. They had a passenger, or more likely a prisoner. Who was this 57th person? The manifest was 56. So who was this? Was it a captured Allied spy being transported back to Germany? Was it a scientist being extracted from the U.S.? Was it a political prisoner? Or was it a German operative who was supposed to be dropped off in New Jersey, but for some reason was locked in the brig when the submarine sank? Suddenly, all the other puzzle pieces start to make a twisted kind of sense. The secret mission, the Abwehr code book, the propaganda, and now a secret passenger. U-boat 869 wasn't just carrying a crew, it was a Trojan horse carrying a secret agent or a secret prisoner right to America's doorstep. And it was all happening just as the war was ending. Whatever this mission was, it failed in the most spectacular way possible, just 60 miles from its target. 57 people were on that submarine when it met its end. They rewrote history, but did they find the whole truth? What do you think really happened to U-boat 869? Let us know below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.